Eventually going to learn. He's eventually going to learn that he's not going to get much food in that way.
Come on, turn round. How? Do you want me to turn round? Okay.
I know I say the kestrel is certainly a very unique species. You'll find that the kestrel is the only bird of prey on the planet that can hover. So whenever you see a little bird fluttering above a hedgerow on the side of the motorway, it's almost definitely a kestrel.
Yeah.
Now, I said the way in which they do this is by rolling their wings in a sort of figure-of-8 movement and then using that big long falcon tail to sort of flap, really. It's an extra wing almost when they're hovering. If the wind's strong enough, you'll find that he will certainly be able to keep himself suspended, just by locking his wings into place and keeping his tail fanning in and out, making sure that he's staying in the same position. But I say you can see that he's very flighty, very nippy little bird. I mean, just because he's a smaller falcon doesn't mean he's any less in terms of speed of the likes of his bigger cousins. So, Barbara, can you give me a piece of food? With him only being 6 1/4 ounces.
How did you see that?
Only being
How did you see that?
only being 6 1/4 ounces. Of course, he hasn't got the capability of stooping and diving like his bigger cousins have. So what these birds will do instead is hovering. Basically, they hover much prefer to hover than they do stoop and dive. He's still got all the same features, so they've still got, as bigger falcons have, a short rounded beak, a big long slender toes, the ability to kill with their beak in a very unique way, which is by snapping the neck.
Right.
So they've got like this sort of like tooth halfway down their top mandible. So if you have a look at how, you might be able to see that his beak isn't smooth on the top mandible. It's sort of slightly ridged. It's got a slight ridge, sorry. And that effectively will fit perfectly in between the two vertebrae, or in between any vertebrae of any animal, be it big or small. I haven't got any dinner for you because you weren't looking, were you? You weren't paying attention. Yeah. I'll give you a piece of food. So these falcons these particular falcons, the kestrels, are very unique in the way that they don't hover and they don't stoop and dive. They hover instead. But another unique feature that this bird and this bird alone holds is the ability to see ultraviolet light. The reason why they see ultraviolet light is because their main item of quarry is a little rodent, a mouse or a vole or a shrew.
Yeah.
And in these big thick hedgerows all around the Cheshire countryside, even though they've got fantastic eyesight, much better than ours, they can't see for toffee through these leaves. They're not going to be able to see directly through the leaves at a mouse. They haven't got X-ray vision, of course. So what they actually have is this ability to see rodents' urine, because rodents' urine reflects ultraviolet light. So what effectively Hal can see at the moment, from all last night, is probably hundreds of little dots of ultraviolet light everywhere, signifying where all the voles and the shrews were last night, hunting and gathering for all their grubs and other bits of grain and what have you. So I say they're very, very specialised in the way that they are, very similar to their bigger cousins, but in terms of their hunting techniques and what have you, completely different. I mean, the peregrine falcon, the quickest bird on the planet, quickest animal on the planet, is capable of stooping and diving at 250 miles an hour, which, basically, well, if we're being precise, it was actually 243 miles per hour. But even so, it's near as damn it, isn't it?
That's incredible.